Welcome to another Howls and Growls post-game breakdown. Today we're going to talk about how Minnesota's offense crumbled in their loss against the Pelicans. Now this was a bad night on both ends for Minnesota, and really we could have spun this breakdown in a number of ways, but I do think it was the offense that let them down the most. They were getting roasted by Zion Williamson on the other end of the floor, and there's obviously an expected drop-off in Minnesota's offense without Anthony Edwards in the lineup. But the pillars of Minnesota's offense that we've seen so far this season really crumbled in this game, and that only highlighted an off night defensively. I just thought Minnesota made the wrong decisions too often offensively in this game, and you know that's the case when even Mike Conley is a culprit. I like this empty side look with Karl-Anthony here, but you see Conley probably misses this pass to the roller, and maybe even a little flick pass to Karl-Anthony Towns cutting through here. It's not a disaster to hit the corner shooter, but he's having to shoot over a defender, and it's an early sign of the misses to come. Minnesota usually butter their bread with these horns actions, but I'm not sure what the purpose of this one is. Towns is going to cut through here onto the block, which usually means Gobert will fan out and set a pin down over here. Instead, Gobert is setting a ball screen, and now the spacing is all cramped up. Towns needs to get out to the corner and take his defender with him. He doesn't, and now Gobert has a defender waiting here for him at the rim. In the end, Dyson Daniels anticipates the pass well and picks it off pretty easily. Messing up those good play calls is a killer for an offense, and Minnesota did that all night long. This is a little double Iverson cut here, with Towns and Troy Brown crossing over in the middle of the action as Gobert comes up to set the ball screen. When Gobert pivots out of the screen and starts rumbling downhill, Brandon Ingram has to come off the shooter and dig down to provide help. That leaves the three-point shot open. It's as funny as it is stupid as Gobert opts for the behind-the-back dime, and it goes just as you'd expect it to go. Again, it's just execution on a lot of these plays. It's a double drag action up the top here. Conley misses this window to throw the pass back to Towns, and then his skip pass is slightly off target, allowing Ingram to come out of help and get back here to contest the shot. These are little things, but little things do add up defensively. We've probably gone too long without bemoaning the fact that Minnesota kept putting Towns in the post and destroying their offensive flow by doing so. They swamp him here. If this pass is perfect, you can see the open shot is there, but it's off target. McCollum's recovering back to the corner, and Zion has an easy rotation to force the tough shot. I think the thing that is sticking out here is how easily the Pelicans are shutting down Minnesota's options without having to really do much more than doubling him. You see the same thing on this possession. They have him down in the post. He's getting doubled. There's absolutely no spacing going on here, and he tries to wrap this silly pass around the defense, and it's a turnover without the defense really having to make any tough decisions. We're back to seeing Minnesota struggle with their horns actions decision making again on this next possession. When it's Towns and Gobert up like this, Conley is coming around Towns' side almost exclusively, setting up Towns to flare off a screen for a three over here, or Gobert to roll into some space through here. But Conley cramps himself up by coming around Gobert's side, and Zion can step up and make a smart rotation here, and then use his athleticism to pick off the skip pass, which was Conley's only real option from that position. And we're going back to these frustrating post-ups again. Cat escapes the double, but he's just got to make this pass. The execution is lacking, it's another miss, and another ugly offensive possession. So eventually they're going to move Towns off the block and try to get him going in other areas inside the arc, but the decision making is going to remain the same. This time he's in the middle of the floor with the mismatch. He gets downhill, but it's just poor all round from the Timberwolves. Milton has to move up here to provide an option, and that would leave Towns with two different playmaking reads here. It doesn't seem like Towns would have passed the ball anyway, but it would have been nice to have those options to space the floor, instead of him just getting blocked and the ball going the other way. So now they're going to shift Towns around again, and he's at the elbow this time, but now it's a lack of patience that gets him. If he waits a second, either Zion is going to have to follow Alexander Walker out here to the corner, or Towns is going to have an open pass to make to that corner. Instead he goes too quick. Zion has a simple rotation here, and again Towns is leaving himself with a really tough look at the rim over the closing defense. So the last attempt is Towns in the corner. We've seen before where Gobert rises up here to provide a passing outlet, then he draws this defender down to open up the three-point look. And it's simple execution failure again. Gobert tries the flashy pass, not for the first time, and it fails again, and another open look is wasted. And that's how being a fraction off almost all of the time can tank an offense. Of course they could and probably should have done more defensively to stop Zion and the Pels, but bad offense often leads to bad defense, and that's how it felt for much of this game. Thanks again for watching Hows and Grows. Please subscribe for more.